Hey, what's up? Guys, I'm delighted to meet you once again. Today we are going to start another very interesting, very scoring chapter, that is reproduction. Let's see what are the topics in this chapter. The topics include number 1 is lifespan. Then we'll learn about how do organisms create exact copies of themselves. Do we exactly look like our mom and dad? I hope you already got an answer. Then we'll learn about modes of reproduction. Reproduction is carried in two ways. One, sexually, another, asexually. Then we'll learn about asexual reproduction and we'll learn what are the different ways it can be carried. For example, chapter in detail, students, I want you guys to answer me 2 questions. Yes. 2 questions before learning about what is reproduction, how it is going to happen, what are the different steps. 2 basic questions. Number 1 is why organisms reproduce. Yes, what do you think? Yes, think of something. I hope you are thinking in a right way, but let me give you some hints to it. Is that living individuals reproduce in order to give love, warmth and affection to their children, be it animal, be it humans. Or is the scenario entirely different? That is, they give birth to kids in order to, have this attitude from their kids, talk to my hand, mommy, or they simply argue, or maybe embarrass them out of their some stubborn habits, or maybe parents give rise to their offsprings in order to just loosen their money, bank accounts, which I really don't think it's so. And if by chance some of you is doing these 2 activities, stop it immediately. It doesn't look nice. So what do you think? I think you should organize this discussion with your friends, with your classmates, that why do organisms reproduce? Probably you'll get an answer, get a right answer to that. But I have another question as well. As I said, that is reproduction indispensable life process? That is, I will say the mandatory life process like respiration, locomotion, immunity and coordination. By that I mean, if a couple decides not to give rise to its offsprings, not to have that couple survive, won't that couple live longer? Absolutely, they are going to live as healthy as they are. Plus they will have this money with them. They can spend it somewhere on them. So I must say that you should value your parents. They didn't think that ways. But the answer to this question coming back is that reproduction is not an indispensable, not an necessary, not a mandatory process. So the answer is no. And the need of reproduction is to maintain continuity. Yes. The purpose is reproduction ensures continuity of species from one generation to another. Fine. So that's the answer. It ensures continuity. Moving further, students, let's see what is the exact definition of reproduction. So let's highlight its important points. It is the process of production. Yes, it's a process of production of new individuals. Yes, of new individuals. Now it's not necessary that reproduction has to occur sexually. It can occur asexually as well. So either asexually from a single parent, that can happen, or sexually from 2 different parent organisms. Fine. Again, let's revise this. What is reproduction? Process of production of new offspring from parents. Parents can be a single parent in case of asexual reproduction, or it can be two different in case of sexual reproduction. I hope you get that. Now, let's move further to our next topic, which is lifespan. What is lifespan? I think we should write it first and you will simultaneously get it. It's the period. It is the period from birth to natural death. To natural death of an organism. Of an organism. Which means the time from which an individual spends from its birth to its natural death without any accident or without any disease, we would say. Now students, the lifespan can vary from few minutes till 1,000 years. Yes, it can vary from few minutes. I can give you an example to that. Few minutes as in case of bacteria. For example, Escherichia coli, shortly called as E. coli, lives for 21 minutes and then it divides further. So it varies from few minutes to 1,000 years in case of certain plants. To 1,000 years. Now one more interesting fact with respect to lifespan, I have to tell you students, that it should not be correlated with the size. Yes, it should not be correlated with size. By that I mean, if an individual is bigger in size, that doesn't mean that it is going to live for a longer period of time. Or even if two individuals have similar size, similar body size, it is not true that they are going to live for equal amount of time. I can give you an example of, yes, the picture is already visible to you, a crow and a parrot. So almost they look of a similar body size, but it would be interesting to know that crow lives only for 15 good years. Yes. While as the parrot, it lives for 80 to 100 years. Isn't that amazing to know? Interesting to know. Yes. So that's why I said it should not be correlated with size. Now students, have got some more examples to teach you with respect to lifespan, which is, number one is the picture of tortoise, which lives for 60 to 90 years. Then we'll learn about dog, only for 20 to 30 years. Then cow, which lives for 20 to 25 years. Students, keep that in mind that this is their average lifespan. A dog can live lesser than that, a cow can live more than that, but this is an average value, I must say. Then other examples include banyan tree, it lives good for 200 to 300 years. Then another example is another plant, rice plant, it lives only for 3 to 4 months. Yes. Then talking about elephant, lives for 60 to 90 years. And then we have butterfly, lives for 1 to 2 weeks.